All right, so there we have it, the ATAT. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would I rate this build? I would say from a look and a uniqueness in terms of I don't have an ATAT set just yet. This is the very first time I've actually also got a Luke Skywalker minifigure. First impressions, clearly I haven't had a chance to admire it just yet, just spending the past 2 days building it, but I'm impressed with this. I'd give this a kind of an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's fairly sturdy. The legs, you know, are in proportion to the body actually, so I think height-wise it works really well. You've got some great interactive features which I'll walk through in a second, and some great minifigures. I can't really think of anything negative to say about this set other than in parts there are some intricate details. I did go wrong a few times and had to go back, but I'm sure that's not a huge issue for the majority of you. The minifigures you get with this set are really cool. I'll walk through those in a second as well. The build itself, so let's rate the build out of 10. So in terms of building this, I'd give it probably a 7, maybe an 8 out of 10 for the build. Enjoyable build, but quite a long one, a longer build than I was expecting. It's worth putting some time and effort into this to do it correctly and really enjoy it. A huge positive of this build though is that it doesn't have stickers. So for those of you that really hate stickers and having to place them on panels, the ATAT comes sticker free, so you don't have to worry about getting the placement of any stickers on this correctly. That's a huge positive. Slight repetitiveness with the legs, but that's to be expected. There are 4 of them. You have to build 4 legs. That's to be expected with the ATAT. Yeah, overall a really enjoyable build. So let's go through the build itself, starting with the minifigures. We have, let me detach Luke from this one. We have a Luke Skywalker minifigure. Comes with lightsaber and thermal detonator. Really cool minifigure. Double-sided printed head, if you wanted him to look fairly happy or grimacing. That, of course, gives you the option to attach Luke to the underside of the AT-AT, just like it does in the Battle of Hoth. Makes for a really neat display set doing that as well. It's really cool. What else? You get a snowspeeder, and I'll show you where you can place that in a second. You get 2 Snowtroopers, both with blasters, and if you don't want them to use their blasters, put those in your battle packs to replace the stud blasters. You also get 2 AT-AT drivers, again with blasters, so you're really stocking up on your blasters with this. I love the fact that these AT-AT drivers, helmets come off and they have printed heads. You don't get that with the Mandalorian Battle Pack, stated that a few times, but hey, that's just a feature and some feedback for the Mandalorian Battle Pack. These AT-AT drivers, first of my set at least, really pleased about those. And final one, General Veers with his binoculars there as an attachment for him to lift up. So yeah, a lot of troopers. You've got 2 AT-AT drivers, 2 snow troopers, General Veers, and Luke Skywalker. So a great one for minifigures for sure. Oh, almost forgot to mention, you've got a cannon on a tripod here as well, if you wanted to get interactive with this. So how does the AT-AT work? Let's go through that now. you have clearly the side panelling opens up to reveal the chairs inside. Both sides can open, and this is really where you can put your take the blasters off for now. You can put your Snowtroopers if you wanted them in there. Let's do that now. So you can fit your Snowtroopers in there quite easily. Of course, this then comes down to hide them. Let's talk about the other side. The other side actually has the capability for you to store your blaster cannon. Got this little section here. Fit your blaster cannon inside, and again that will close quite snug and neatly. Okay, what else can you do with this? You have at the back here, lift this little hatch up, and you've got plenty of space inside. I think the idea here is you put the snow speeder inside, so let's do that. There we go. So the snow speeder fits quite nicely inside. Yes, you can move all four legs. Put it in a bit of a walking motion if you wanted to. What else to show you? The mechanism for Luke Skywalker, yes. So, some of you wanted to know how you can get Luke Skywalker going up and down. There's a little hatch that opens at the top here. Don't think I'll be able to show you, but there's a wheel down in the middle here, and you just move it up slowly, and you can see Luke Skywalker moving up into the middle of the AT-AT. Yeah, it's a really fun set to play with. And of course, if you can remember from the Battle of Hoth, what actually happens when Luke reaches the top here, there isn't actually anywhere for him to put his lightsaber. If you remember, he uses his lightsaber to create the hole for the thermal detonator. But let's imagine he's used his lightsaber already. There's a little hatch here that you can see drops down, and the thermal detonator that he's holding in his hand you can throw into a gap underneath the AT-AT. Close it up, let Luke drop to the bottom, and there we go. Let's kind of wheel him down so you guys can still see him. Giving you a wave there. All right. And the final part of the AT-AT to show you is the head. The head, as we've just been building for the final bag, opens up. Well, actually, it's got quite a range of motion. So if I put this back down, it goes quite a lot to the right and quite a lot to the left. Let's show you what's inside. There's quite a lot of detailed paneling inside. You can see some control panels. But the idea is here that you can fit three minifigures. So one of the criticisms of this AT-AT in particular is the skinniness of it. I actually don't have a problem with it at all. I can't compare it to other AT-ATs, of course, this being my first build. But it's sufficient for what it does. It doesn't look particularly skinny in comparison to the legs itself. From the back there, you can see it's still fairly packed. Yeah, there is a lot of interior space with this AT-AT. It's nice to have space to put your minifigures, which is actually a good point, because let me just pull this door up for you. See all the way through here, which is actually a very good point, because you have 5 seats inside this AT-AT, but you're only given 2 Snowtroopers. So if you do have other Snowtroopers that you wanted to be part of this set, then you'd have to include those Snowtroopers. What I'd actually recommend you do, if you wanted to, was there's still actually discounted on the Lego store at the moment. You've got the Battle of Hoth battle pack, essentially. And with that battle pack, you get a couple more Snowtroopers, and I'd recommend for about $30 or £25 in the UK, get that battle pack with the Snowspeeder, the kind of generators at the Battle of Hoth, and you'll get a couple of extra Snowtroopers. What you can do then with those Snowtroopers is add them inside your AT-AT. Just because the amount you have as part of this AT-AT set, 2, you've got 5 seats, you probably want those seats to be full for it to look a really menacing AT-AT. So I'd go get yourself a Battle at Hoth battle pack. Get some extra Snowtroopers if you don't want to buy that battle pack, and kit them out and start filling your AT-AT with these Snowtroopers. What's really nice about this set is you get two AT-AT drivers. Each of them have a helmet. You can pop the helmet off, and there's a printed face on that helmet as well, which is a nice touch. If any of you have the Mandalorian battle pack, you'll have seen the feedback that the Mandalorian minifigures are the plain black heads, without any printing, without any colouring. The argument being is they always have a helmet on, and they're not supposed to take their helmet off. You could argue the same with the AT-AT drivers. They've got their helmets. Really take those helmets off. So Lego probably could have done a better printing job there with the faces of the Mandalorian Battle Pack figures. But really happy with these AT-AT minifigures, printed faces, and a nice cool helmet to go with it. Okay. First thing to note with the final bag of this AT-AT set is that it is a rather large bag. In fact, you get 2 bags for bag 8. Don't be deceived thinking that this is your final bag and you're almost there. As you can probably see from the layout on the table here, there are a lot of pieces left to go. I think I counted around 40 steps in the book to complete the final bag. So don't be too disheartened if you open that final bag and see all of these minifigures. You are almost there. Like I said, the vast majority of it is built. Just need to stick with that last bag. So I'm hoping to complete it with you today. If not, I'll post the time lapse afterwards and you guys can see what the final design looks like.